Hello, everybody. This is the following the third section in our series on Hermann Hesse's Der Dichter. As you can see, we're going to cover today lines 90 to 101, fairly not a bad passage, not too difficult. And today, CJ is with us as our guest speaker. CJ, you want to say hello?
Hello.
Okay. As we've done before, I will just read the sentence out loud. And please, and CJ will repeat after me, and please read with him so that you get a sense of the flow and the sound and the pronunciation. And then I'll ask him specific questions about the structure of the sentences in that way, and also try to imagine in your mind what the answers are so that you can deconstruct the sentences together with us. Okay, here we go. A nice little passage here, don't you think, CJ?
I do. I
Okay,
really do.
good. Okay. Damit trat der alte Mann, let's see if you can see my mark here. Let me see, get this. Okay, good. I think you can see it now. Good. Start again. Damit trat der alte Mann in den schmalen Schatten des Baumes und war alsbald verschwunden. Everybody?
Damit trat der alte Mann in den schmalen Schatten des Baumes und war alsbald verschwunden.
Good. Trat comes from treten, just means to step, literally. And thereby, or at that point, where's the subject then?
Der alte Mann.
Yeah, simply the old man. Oftentimes when you have something adverbially occurring at the beginning of the sentence, you'll have a reversal of the verb and the subject. That's it always occurs. Okay, so at that point, the old man stepped, and then in den schmalen Schatten. What case is that? Is that accusative or dative?
Dative.
Good. So dative indicates location versus destination, which accusative would express. So he stepped in the narrow shadows, and then this is the genitive of the tree, and war verschwunden. What tense is that?
The perfect.
It's actually the pluperfect. War
Because it would be ist verschwunden if it were perfect. That's right.
mhm. Yeah, that's right, and had disappeared right away. Okay, you want to translate that first up to the comma?
Okay. Therewith, the old man stepped in the narrow shadows of the tree and had just then vanished.
Good. Und Hanfuk, der ihn vergebens suchte und keine Spur von ihm mehr fand. Everybody?
Und Hanfuk, der ihn vergebens suchte und keine Spur von ihm mehr fand.
Let's go up to here first. And what is this called? Der here in this case?
Relative pronoun,
Yeah, and its antecedent is what?
Hanfuk.
Good. So Hanfuk is the antecedent, and Hanfuk who, and then where's your verb up to before the und?
Suchte.
Good. He sought. Past tense. It's a weak verb with a te ending for the past tense. Who sought him, accusative, ihn, and then vergebens means adverb, in vain. And where's the verb up to the comma?
Fand.
And found. What's that? What's the infinitive of fand?
Finden.
Finden. Good. Finden, fand, gefunden. And found. Where's the direct object?
Keine Spur.
Good. Uh, and found no trace of him more, or you could combine these together. And found no more trace of him. Going on. Glaubte nun fest, dass alles ein Traum der Müdigkeit gewesen sei.
Glaubte nun fest, dass alles ein Traum der Müdigkeit gewesen sei.
Okay, what is this fest doing here? What is this word? How do we identify that?
As a separable prefix.
Good. Whenever you have this really doesn't look like a preposition, but there are lots of adjectives that serve as several prefixes. So it really goes together with glauben. Glauben means to believe, but fest glauben as a verb means to believe certainly or to believe firmly. So he now believed firmly that, and then where's your verb? in that clause?
Gewesen sei.
Yeah. Now, no, what mood is this? Indicative or subjunctive?
Subjunctive.
Good, with sei instead of ist. And you often will have this. You encounter the subjunctive when you have any indication that something is believed or held or hypothesized or imagined. It, German will go into the subjunctive to indicate that as being opposed to simply factual statements. Especially with Glauben, you often would anticipate it. And now he believed firmly that everything uh, uh, has been or was simply for the simple past a dream of weariness or tiredness. So he's sort of giving up now. It's just a dream that occurred to him. Going on. Eilte zu den Booten hinüber. Everybody.
Eilte zu den Booten hinüber
Und wohnte dem Feste bei.
und wohnte dem Feste bei.
So good practice with the separable prefixes. Where's the first one? Verb complex
That
is
would be
up to the und.
up to und. Eilte hinüber.
Good. Eilen means to hurry or to hasten, but hinüber as a separable prefix would go with that. Goes with that. Now remember that separable prefixes only float out to the end of a clause, a period, or before a coordinating conjunction, which you have here. In other words, it can't go beyond this because this connects two independent clauses. So he hurried over to the boats, and by goes to also with wohnte. This means by itself he lived, but by wohnen, as you see here in the notes, equals nam teil, which means to take part in or to participate. And he participated in the fest. What's this E doing here? What kind of an E is this? This is sort of an interesting question.
Stylistic.
All right, a stylistic E. Great. It doesn't have to be there, but it's just for the flow and the lilt of the German sentence. They don't like to say wohnte dem Fest bei. They say wohnte dem Feste bei. It's much more sort of casual and fun to read that way. Okay, going on. Aber zwischen Gespräch und Flötenklang vernahm immerzu die geheimnisvolle Stimme des Fremden. Go on.
Aber zwischen Gespräch und Flötenklang vernahm immerzu die geheimnisvolle Stimme des Fremden.
Good.
Fremden.
Good. Okay, so between this means conversation and a compound noun, which you can separate this way: sound of the flutes or flute sounds. You could say it that way. Again, he heard or he perceived. This is a past tense here, vernahm, and where's the direct object of that? He perceived what?
Die Stimme.
Good. Die geheimnisvolle Stimme. What gender is Stimme? This is the direct object.
That feminine.
Yeah, it's Stimmen. So lots of nouns that are two syllable that end with E are maybe like 95% feminine, but you can also tell it with the definite article D and also the ending of the adjective here. Geheim means secret, so this is just an adjective. The secret or the mysterious voice. Let's see. Okay, let's just why don't you just translate down to this point so we can put these first several lines together. Do you see where we are up to gewesen sei?
Beginning at damit.
Yeah, all the way at the beginning. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, we already translated that, didn't we?
That's right, we did. So why don't you start with air, and just translate
Oh,
down.
but I think we didn't. Did we do? We didn't do he sought him in vain though. So I think we will pick. It was at 92 and Han Fuk.
Okay.
Who,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Good.
I'm sorry. Okay, that's and Han Fuk, who sought him in vain, and found no more trace of him.
Mm-hmm.
Firmly believed now that it was all a dream of tiredness.
Mm-hmm. Good. That everything, alles is a subject. That everything had been a dream, and this is like a predicate noun here in the nominative. That everything had been a dream of tiredness. Good. Let's see. And I think we already went down to Fremden too. Do you want to translate there?
Sure.
From eilte zu?
So he ran over to the boats and joined the festival.
Hmm.
Um, but between the conversation and the sound of the flutes, um, he perceived again and again, or the mysterious voice of the stranger.
Great, fantastic. Yeah. Um, Good. So here's actually another example of these N nouns. Fremd is an adjective which means foreign or strange, but if you make it into a noun, then it's sort of even originally being an adjective, it has the endings of what an adjective would be of the foreigner. Good. And going on, und seine Seele. Let me erase this other stuff. Just get all this out of the way. Okay, right here. Und seine Seele schien mit jenem dahin gegangen. Everybody?
Und seine Seele schien mit jenem dahingegangen.
So where's the verb complex?
Schien dahingegangen.
Great, great. And so from scheinen, past tense, it appeared. And what's the subject?
Seine Seele.
Yeah, Seele. Seele, seine Seele,
Seele.
Seele appeared. And then weggegangen is the equivalent to go, to have gone away. Appeared to have left or gone away with jenem. And what's jenem? What is its antecedent?
That would be the Fremden.
Good. It's really important to know, to understand and to identify what the antecedents are, because you get all of these connections back and forth, and to which will agree in gender and number, etc. But it's important to see those. And his soul appeared to have left or have gone away with that one, the stranger. Going on. Denn saß fremd und mit träumenden Augen unter den Fröhlichen. Everybody?
Denn saß fremd und mit träumenden Augen unter den Fröhlichen.
Yeah, so up to here was the verb.
Saß.
Good. And fremd is an adverb. It means foreign or strange, but you have to put it in to make it an adverb. So for he sat sort of as an outsider, or as i.e. not included. And how did he also sit? Mit träumenden Augen unter den Fröhlichen. This is an adjective with dreaming eyes, as you can probably imagine, or and then unter can mean under, but it can also have the connotation of among. And this is the people who are happy, fröhlich. So you want to translate that from Dane?
Sure. For he sat alone or apart
Hmm.
and with dreaming eyes among the festive people.
That's right. Die ihn mit seiner Verliebtheit neckten.
Die ihn mit seiner Verliebtheit neckten.
Okay, what is the antecedent of die?
The Fröhlichen.
Yeah, the happy people. Who, and then where's the verb there?
Neckten.
Remember, the verb in a relative clause always goes at the end here. So die serves as a verb. We were discussing before whether this actually comes from the to neck, when you're in a dating situation. It means to tease, basically, in German. Who, and then who, where's the direct object?
Ihn.
In who teased him with his being in love, Verliebtheit. Lieben means to love. We have our word love from that. Okay, thanks so much for tuning in, and see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.